Hello dear students, how are you all? I hope you all are doing fine. This is Praful and I welcome you all to my YouTube channel, that is One Page Biology. In today's video, I will be covering one important biology question which has appeared in 11th standard CBSE examination. So dear students, the question is, name two non-chordate phyla where animals are radially symmetrical. So dear students, we have to give two examples of non-chordate phylums which are showing radially symmetrical bodies. So this question is from the chapter Kingdom Animalia and this question was asked for 1 mark. So let's start with the video, dear students. So dear students, let me tell you there are three basic type of symmetries as far as the body type is concerned. What are the three basic types of symmetry? They are nothing but asymmetrical, radially symmetrical and bilaterally symmetrical bodies. So one by one, let us try and understand what is asymmetrical, what is radially symmetrical and what is bilaterally symmetrical. So the first type of body is asymmetrical body, dear students. So what do we mean by asymmetrical body? Asymmetrical body means a body which cannot be divided into equal halves across the plane which passes through the central axis. So let me show you an example. Here you can see two trees. If you observe, one tree has got a proper symmetrical shape whereas the other tree does not have a symmetrical shape. So which tree can be divided into equal parts? So obviously the answer will be the one which has got a symmetrical shape. So likewise, even in nature there are different types of animals which shows asymmetrical bodies. So you can see here the example of sponges, dear students. So the marine sponges. So they belong to the phylum that is nothing but Porifera, where the word pori means pores and fera means bearing. So these are the most primitive type of animals, dear students, and they are mostly present in the marine waters like oceans. Also, dear students, remember that they are sedentary in nature. At the same time, they do not have a well-developed body type. So they do not have a well-developed digestive system. Mostly they have an incomplete digestive system. That means they have only a single opening through which they take in the food and they remove the waste. Going ahead, dear students, is another example of asymmetrical body type. This is an example of an animal which is known as snail. So they belong to the phylum which is phylum Mollusca. So these are mostly soft-bodied animals and they are often covered by a hard shell which is made up of calcium carbonate. So this is another example of asymmetrical body, dear students. This is nothing but a fiddler crab. So the male members of this particular crab are having an asymmetrical body. So remember the examples of asymmetrical body, dear students. Now the second type of body is nothing but radially symmetrical bodies. What do we mean by radially symmetrical? A radially symmetrical body is a body which can be divided into equal halves across the plane which passes through its center. So that means here the body can be divided into equal halves across any plane which passes through the center, dear students. Some of the examples of radially symmetrical bodies are nothing but the comb jellies. Now as you can see, the comb jellies have a very interesting phenomenon that is nothing but of bioluminescence. What is bioluminescence? Bioluminescence is the ability to produce light, dear students. Because of this property, dear students, these animals can glow below the water. Dear students, can you find out what is responsible for bioluminescence in this particular animals? Once you find out the answer, you can put it in the comment section. Another very beautiful example of radially symmetrical body is nothing but hydras. Now dear students, hydras belong to the second phylum that is nothing but phylum Cnidaria, or it is also known as Coelenterata. So these particular animals have got thread-like structures at the tip of their body, that is at their anterior end. These thread-like structures are known as tentacles. So with the help of tentacles, these animals catch their prey. At the same time, they can also use it for defense purposes. We have another example for radially symmetrical body, dear students. These are nothing but the coral reefs. So coral reefs are responsible for the beautification of the water bodies. Now these coral reefs also belong to the phylum Cnidaria, or which is known as Coelenterata. So in this particular phylum, that is Cnidaria, we have two types of organisms generally, one which are cylindrical and the other which are umbrella shaped. So dear students, the earlier organism which we spoke about was Hydra. It belongs to the type polyp, whereas these coral reefs are nothing but an umbrella shaped body and they belong to the type called as Medusa. Now coral reefs also have a radially symmetrical body, dear students. That means it can be divided into equal halves. Now going ahead, we have a third type of body which is known as bilaterally symmetrical body. So what do you mean by bilaterally symmetrical? Here the word bi means two and laterally means it can be divided into two parts across a vertical plane only. So here we have examples of the phylum Annelids. Dear students, in this particular phylum, basically there are worms which are present and they have a characteristic feature. What is the feature of these particular worms? If you notice, dear students, on the surface of these worms there are rings which are present, and these rings are also sometimes referred as segments which are known as metameres. The very common example of annelids is nothing but earthworms, which are also considered as the friends of farmers. Another example of bilaterally symmetrical body is nothing but the phylum Arthropoda. Now in this particular phylum, as you can see, there are different types of insects which are present. Insects like scorpions, spiders. What is a very common feature of these particular insects? Dear students, remember that these insects mostly have a very tough exoskeleton, and the reason they have a tough exoskeleton is because their exoskeleton is made up of calcium carbonate. So dear students, we have covered the three types of symmetry, that is nothing but asymmetrical bodies, radially symmetrical bodies, and the third one was bilaterally symmetrical bodies. So now can you answer the question? So dear students, the question was, name two non-chordate phyla where animals are radially symmetrical. So try to recollect. We had seen the examples for radially symmetrical. One was basically the hydra. The second was coral reefs, which also show radially symmetrical bodies. And can you remember the third one, dear students? Okay, let me give you as a homework. So dear students, you can recollect the third option and put the answer in the comment section. So I hope now you are clear with the three types of symmetries, dear students. Dear students, I've used 11th standard NCERT biology book as my reference for making this video. So dear students, if you like the video, please like, share and subscribe to One Page Biology. If you have any doubts related to the questions, please put it in the comment section. So this is Praful signing off. I'll be seeing you all in the next video with some another biology related question. Till that time, take care guys. Thank you so much. Bye bye.